I grew my school community to almost 500 members without an existing audience. That means no YouTube, no Instagram, no email list, no Snapchat, no nothing. Okay. Now, one of the biggest things that people struggle with when they first start a school community is getting traffic. And it's because they don't already have an existing social media presence. And if you don't have an existing social media to leverage to send people to your school community, then there's only a handful of other ways that you can get traffic. In this video, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna break down how to actually do it. So when you're first starting out, you need to spend the majority, like 80% of your time on one of these methods, getting traffic, because if you don't have traffic, then you don't have a business. Now, the good thing about Skool is that it's the only platform that I know of that actually gets you leads and customers for free. Skool has a built-in discovery feature, which people, when they land on the platform and they search for something, they can find your school community and then join. There's also a recommendation feature where people on the platform can get recommended your school community, and then you can get those customers for free. There's a ton of people on the platform who get like half of their traffic from Skool. And like I said, I don't know of any other platform that does this, which is why I think Skool is the best. And the other thing is that you can actually, Skool is just a container. You can put anything you want inside of a school community. You could sell courses, you could sell coaching, you could sell service-based, you could have a service-based business, so you could wrap that in a school community. You could even sell software. There's people selling SaaS tools and stuff, and they've just wrapped it in a school community, and then Skool handles all of the payments and whatnot. And in all of those cases, the Skool platform is also sending them traffic. So if you have a business or you're thinking about starting a business, I would highly recommend starting on Skool. It's one of the fastest growing ones right now, so give it a shot if you're interested. But getting back to traffic, so like I said, there's only a handful of ways to do it. The main way, again, this is if you don't have an existing audience. You should be focusing on content at the beginning. It's going to be a slow process. So while you're making content, just do one of these things. That way you can start getting members in your community early on. First way is outreach. Two main forms of this: warm outreach and cold outreach. So if I were starting a community from scratch, the very first thing I would do is start with warm outreach. That means reaching out to people that you already know. So this could be people like in your personal life. It could be just people in your contacts list in your phone. You could reach out to people who follow you on your personal Instagram. Whoever you know in your personal life, in your own personal network, reach out to them and ask them. And that's going to be the easiest way to seed your community with people, because you already know them and they're familiar with you and they trust you. So, and at the beginning, you should make your community free anyways. So there's really no reason for them to join, especially if they're interested in the topic of your community. So I would definitely start with warm. Maybe seed your community with like 10 to 20 people. You should be able to do that pretty easily. After I've done that, I would start with cold outreach. So with cold outreach, what you need to do is find out where the people that would be interested in your community, where they hang out. You could use the existing Skool platform to do this. You could use Facebook groups, Discord groups online. You could send emails. You could write comments on Instagram, Facebook, and then DM people from there. But basically, any method that involves reaching out to strangers, whether that's via DMs, email, or whatever it is, that would be considered cold outreach. And this one is super time consuming, but it's a pretty easy way, especially if you go to the right places. So if you had like a fitness group, for example, then it wouldn't be that hard to go to existing Facebook groups or whatever that are centered around fitness and ask people if they would be interested in joining. So with these two methods alone, you can go ahead and start seeding your community. You could get, easily like 50 people with just this method. Now, the next way to get people in the community is to run paid ads. This is actually how I got members in my community. It requires a little bit of more knowledge and skill, but it's also at the same time automated. So with ads, again, it is a skill and you can learn for free online, or you can click the first link in the description and join my Skool community, where I will show you one-on-one. I will teach you how to run ads, how to set everything up, what sorts of ads to run, all of the above. It is, like I said, automated. You obviously have to have some money to be able to spend on the actual ads. And there's different metrics that you can look at, different benchmarks to ensure that your ads are actually performing well. Like I said, click the first link in the description if you're interested in learning about how to do that. But ads are the primary way that I grew my Skool community. And I chose ads just because, number one, I know how to run them. And number two, that solved the acquisition side of the equation for me, so that I could focus on the people inside the community, selling to them, working with them, helping them, that sort of thing. So these are the main methods that you have to use to get traffic. And you'll notice that there's not that many. The only other one really is content. And I guess word of mouth is another way you could grow, but that's not really going to be a factor. So the way I would do this is, if you have money, start with ads and get the campaign running. That way you have a slow drip of people coming into the community. And then start doing warm and cold outreach to get warmer leads into the community. And then at some point you can basically stop the warm and cold outreach and start focusing on helping the people in the community, and then start focusing on content. So your main thing is just going to be content and a slow drip of ads, and then a portion of your day will go towards fulfilling the customers inside the community. So that is the whole setup. Like I said, this is the reason I'm making a video on this, is because most beginners struggle with getting traffic, and you have to understand that there's not that many ways to get traffic. You have to pick one of these. If you go the content route and you don't already have an existing audience, then it's going to take some time for that machine to actually turn on. But with outreach and ads, you can start getting people pretty much immediately. It just requires a little bit more work or money if it's ads. And that's pretty much it. There's a video that I did a little while back. I'll link it somewhere here, where I break down my ads a little bit more, and I show how I got like 200 members, I think, in a couple weeks. And I walk through some metrics, and I showed the exact ads that I used. So if you want to watch that video, I'll link it somewhere here. But other than that, that's it for the video. Like I said, if you want me to teach you more specifics on outreach methods, I go deeper inside my community. I'll also hop on a call with you one-on-one to teach you any of this. I'll even look at your ads. I'll look at your about page or your community, how it's set up, if you want me to take a look at it. But my goal is to help as many people as possible get started with Skool, because as of 2026, I do believe it's the best online business model that anyone can start, especially because you can start a community around anything. So it's super beginner friendly, and it's really easy to navigate and stuff. So I'll leave a link down below if you are interested in starting a Skool as well. That's a 14-day free trial if you're interested. But yeah, that's it for the video. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I'll be making a ton of videos around Skool, traffic, how to monetize, all sorts of stuff. So that's all I got. Peace.